Light is the most important element in filmmaking. And you, dude!
No shit, dude. Every filmmaker needs a powerful light in their kid, blah blah blah. Everyone knows that.
But it's important, they need to know about the specs, man.
Hey, we just bought a powerful light. Let's use it.
This is the Nanlite Forza 500B Mark II.
And in this video, we'll be pushing it to its limits by recreating 3 scenes from some of our favorite movies.
We chose scenes that have unusual and interesting lighting, and we didn't watch any BTS to push our creativity.
So let's see how it's gonna turn out.
So for this first scene, we will reproduce the scene in the park from the film Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
We'll be doing 3 shots. First, we'll start with the top-down wide, and then we'll move on to the dialogue, which is a close-up shot and then a reverse.
So our main light will be the Nanlite Forza 500B Mark II, which is a very powerful light, and by adding the Fresnel we can get a very harsh light.
The Forza will be the backlight, which has to be the more powerful in this scene, and then at the front we'll add a 230 watt light.
Right? Nanlite app, insane. Woo. Tungsten, HMI.
Wow. So there's a change of plans. We're not going to be using the Fresnel because it doesn't shoot wide enough, so we'll just be using the stock cone.
Okay, yeah. The shadows are perfect. So Nanlite, we need a new light, please.
Drone. So for the first shot of the scene, we'll be using the drone to achieve the wide top-down shot because we can't get our camera high enough. But right now it's super windy, so we'll see how the drone does. So this is our final lighting setup. We have the Forza 500, which will lift as high as possible and is gonna put a really hard light to give those nice shadows. And then we have a 230 watt light on the other side with a soft box to create the front light, which is gonna be our key. But in this scene, the key is not as strong as the backlight. So because of the wind, a minute ago, the softbox unclipped from the light and went flying, so we had to retrieve it. But now I think we're good. Hi, Ramona.
Hello, Scott. Hello. So we're going to film this shot. It's going to be very beautiful. Not talking about me.
What wouldn't we do for you guys, right? We got our new C400. Yeah.
It was just time to head somewhere a little bit more chill.
Just time to head somewhere a little more chilled.
It was just time to head.
Why'd you leave New York?
It was just time to head somewhere a little bit more chill.
So, why'd you leave New York?
It was just time to head somewhere a little bit more chilled.
It's certainly chilled here. Chilled as in cold?
Yeah.
So for our second scene, we'll do the bomb test scene from Oppenheimer, and we'll do some of the shots that take place inside the bunker. So we'll do 3 shots. First, the close-up of the button. Next, we'll do a side shot of Oppenheimer looking through the little window. And then we'll do a shot from the back when the bomb explodes and all the light comes through. For our lighting setup, we'll start with 2 practical lights. This one will be seen in the 2 wider shots, and this one will be seen in the close-up. Then to fill the room with ambient light, we have a 50 watt RGB panel that blasts through a shower curtain. And of course, the most important light will be our Nanlite Forza 500, which we'll put outside the window, and it's gonna act as the bomb. Nanlite, can we get a new light, please?
Yeah.
Please send us a new light. So, change of plans, we're using the 230 watt light instead of the 50 watt panel. So we put the Nanlite Forza outside the window, and then we cover the window with a black fabric so no light can get in. And then when we turn on the light, that's gonna be our only source coming into the room. And then we have a fog machine to give some volume to the scene and to create a light ray when the bomb explodes.
So the second shot is from behind when the bomb explodes. Okay, so for the last shot with the big red button, we are using mainly the practical bulb and the 230 diffuse with the shower curtain, and Tristan will hold the black flag to add more contrast to the shot.
So for our third setup, we'll replicate a scene in Bruce Almighty where God takes Bruce all the way on the top of the Everest. Because we don't have Mount Everest here, we're gonna replicate it using VFX, so we'll hang a green screen on this wall. And for the lighting, we want a really soft top light, so we're gonna use a shower curtain and some bounce boards to make a DIY ceiling softbox.
We've just installed some foam board on the ceiling to bounce the light, and after that we'll put a shower curtain to diffuse the light that will be bounced by the foam board. So to light up our softbox, we'll be using the same Nanlite Forza, so let's install it.
So let's review our lighting setup, starting with our softbox, which is powered by our Forza 500 set at 65%. Then we have a lantern as a fill light with a 130 watt light set at 100%. And then for our backlight, we have a 230 watt light set at 25%, and it's being diffused by a Rolex diffusion. These two lights are set at 5600 Kelvin, and this one is set at 6100 Kelvin. Then to make sure our green screen is lit up evenly, we're using two RGB panels set to green at 25%. So let's replicate the first shot from the scene where the camera orbits around Jim Carrey when they're on top of Mount Everest. So obviously we won't be moving the camera because we don't have a 360 green screen. So we're going to use this base on swivel wheels to turn me around and keep the green screen still.
And to replicate the camera moving away from the character, we'll just zoom out the lens.
To replicate the wind on Mount Everest, we're going to use a fan on each side of us set to the max speed.
Maximum speed, bro! On the maximum speed, man! Rolling, 3, 2, 1, action!
Am I in heaven?
No, stupid. You are on Mount Everest. Our VFX could be improved, but they do the job to showcase the lighting in this video. This was a fun experiment which let us use the light in harsh and cold environments.
The bicolor and tint adjustments were super useful, and we found the Nanlite cap to be reliable in all conditions.
Obviously, the high output of the light let us bounce and diffuse it without ever needing more power. More power!
We hope you found this method of testing our new Nanlite interesting and different from the usual review video.
Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and we'll see you in our next video.